Well, today's spoiler is a rather large contrast to yesterday. Hi everyone, some gamer dude here. I was sort of expecting a few days of Aborozuki cards, then shifting rulers, but no. I suppose doing each of the rulers first, then the support. As expected, the Dragonoid girl is not Sylvia, but a new character. Lilias, last descendant of the Dragonoids. Like yesterday, we must discuss something about the card before the effects. Not the quality of the art, this one is well done, it's Sigmund, but the name and what it depicts. This is our second character with the name Lilias. The first was Lilias Petal, the ruler that would flip into the nine-tailed fox. Just a coincidence, till you realise that, clothing aside, the fox she has on her ruler side is a dead ringer for Messenger of Lilias Petal. Same body structure, same colours, same eye or gem in the middle of the forehead. I'm sure the cluster will reveal the reason for this as we go on, but if I were to speculate, I'd say Lilias Petal has this Lilias's name, and that like many yokai, Lilias Petal grew from this fox over time, gaining magical properties. The messenger is just another member of the same species. Lilias's ruler side has a judgment cost of 3 fire will, and she has 2 abilities. Her first seems to indicate a theme of the rulers of this set, a 0 cost effect only on your turn and only once per turn. Lilias's is modular. First, deal 200 damage to target player or J Resonator. Player choice might help a bit unless we see Demon Flame printed yet again. But spoilers, only one of these choices is the one you want, and this isn't the one. Second, look at the top card of your deck, and then you may cast it by paying its cost. Essentially a +1 each turn. Better than any similar effect on a Planeswalker, much better than the first option, and could see some use. But still not the option you want most of the time. This is obvious for the first couple of turns, but that third effect is just so much more desirable despite not being a +1. Put 5 strength counters on Lilias. That's it. That's all she does. Didn't expect a return to Kirik's strength counters, but I am happy to see them return to established mechanics. It's a common sentiment that Forcible drops things a little too quickly, but I guess Alice Origins was a sign of things to come. Use what they have and expand upon it. She can also tap to gain 5 strength counters. But unless your opponent is packing the answer to Lilias' strength counters, or you really need an additional 5, I doubt it'll be relevant. These types of skills were never relevant back in the day when they were far more common. On that, I said the answer, not if they make an answer. Allosaurus, minion of Lapis from Alice Origins 4, removes up to 4 counters. He might answer the entire set actually, if they continue the theme of counters. It's not a real answer because he doesn't remove them all. He's one short of what she actually produces, and she does it once a turn while he has to be casted, but he can slow her down. When Lilias casts Judgment, she becomes a 1200 Dragonoid J-Ruler with Swiftness, and the strength counters pay off. Your fire sources of damage deal plus X 100 damage, where X is the amount of strength counters Lilias has. That's her entire card. But it's a terrifying effect due to how wide open it is. If a Fire Resonator or Lilias herself deals damage, they deal the increased amount of damage. Hello First Strike, Sylvia's Burning Flame just got a lot better. Damage spells get the increase, but the most horrifying of all, burn spells. Considering she's producing 5 a turn, and likely has about 20 by the time she flips, just a simple lightning strike deals 2500 damage. 2 of them and she wins. Much has been made of Magical Arrow, and for good reasons. It's a chant for fire that deals 100 damage to target player or J Resonator, and then returns to your hand after it's used. It's 2100 damage. 2 fire will, and you win. This is likely why all the J-Ruler hate exists. She needs answers. Best case scenario, your opponent has exactly 1 turn to deal with her. Even if the Lilias player waits to flip, till they have 2 extra will open. She can still get a Moonray or a Lunar Sword to the face the moment she casts Arrow or whatever burn spell she has access to. Darkness is going to stay really relevant this cluster. It has to. She may be a little slow these days, but Pressure, Pursuance of the Exploding Flame, has some nice synergy with Lilias. First Strike, Swiftness and Precision, so she can make use of the damage increase and go after problems on their board. Then if she dies, she explodes with 500 damage to your opponent, which gets increased via Lilias' effect. They can't deal with her unless they remove or bounce her. I've always liked this card, it's currently in New Frontiers, thought it was worth mentioning. Lilias is probably fine in a mono fire deck, or a fire darkness deck to go after their Moonrays. Lilias is like night and day compared to a Boruzuki. Lilias is exciting, terrifying, fun. She has answers, which she should, but she sparks interest. I've already registered my interest in a Boruzuki and Seijiro Mikage within my group, kind of thinking I might have to pick up a Lilias. She's fun in a way that the original Sylvia J-Ruler was. Now that was a fun card. I'm glad Lilias didn't turn out like a Boruzuki. This has been Some Gamer Dude, and thanks for watching.